Maybe. Maybe. Oh, I see myself. It's a good sign. That means it's working. Which also means that soon Astronomabot should tweet out. This is why normally why am I offline now? What's going on? I should be perfectly fine here. Oh, I am fine. Maybe. It looks like it's... Oh, I'm paused? Not paused. Okay, yeah, I think I'm actually... I think I'm fine now. We'll find out, though. I do actually have a mouse, so I don't have to lean over unless I'm actively trying to type. Okay, so that is live. It looks relatively stable. That's a good sign. Okay. Alright, well, theoretically I'm live here. I just want to... There we go. Okay. I should be good to go now. I'm going to put my phone over here, just so that it's out of the way. If you want to get started, I'm going to try and do... So I've got my skis to do, and I've got... Wow, those are mangled. I've got kibble skis to do also, which are the shorter ones over there. So I'm going to try and do them all sort of simultaneously. So I'm going to try and do each step 4 times in a row. So step 1, I'm going to get these brakes out of the way. I'm going to do with an elastic band. And yeah, that's the trick. Okay, so then we want to sharpen the face bevel, but in fact, I'm actually not going to do that because it's not really necessary. I'm going to check for some, just feel the edge. It's sharp still, but not like crazy sharp. So we're going to ignore that for right now. This way. So we're going to do the edge bevel. And I can never remember how this thing works, but I believe that you put this number down. This one's 88 degrees, this side is 90 degrees. You want an 88 degree edge bevel. Basically, we just go along. You're going to drop a whole lot of metal shavings. Actually want to have a paper towel. Try and wipe things clean here from the metal shavings. This is not actually the direction that I want. Wait, shit, that did... Oh no, that did the right thing. Okay. So basically the edges of this are metal. We want it to be sharp as hell. Oh, that's really sharp now. We just need to run this along here. I don't know how awful that sound is on stream. The key thing is we want to try to not grind these metal shavings into the base of the ski. We want to make sure to keep things relatively clean here. good. There's a pretty notable amount of metal shavings that come off of this. Like, I don't know. This will focus, but that's after I've wiped it off. There's a whole lot of metal in there. If you look at the table, which I'm not going to move the camera for, it's just got a lot of little strands. Hey Erica, how's it going? In the morning, I guess, for you. It's nearly noon. I'm gonna run this down one more time here, but not be quite as diligent in any given area. So okay, so that's that edge sharpened up. If you run your fingernail, do it maybe along here, but if you run your fingernail along it, drag it along, you can tell if it's sharp if it skims a layer of fingernail off, and it does. So that edge is quite sharp now. I'll flip it around, we'll do the other side. Same procedure here, we're going to do the same thing on the rest of the skis as well. Is this the correct side? Yes. Basically, you want it sharp so that when you turn your skis, they'll cut into the snow or ice, and it gives you more control. So it gives you control when you're turning instead of just kind of slipping sideways. You want it to cut in, so that you actually can control where you're going. And so then on top of that, that's when you tilt. So the bottom of the ski is flat, but then you actually, so if the bottom of the ski is flat, there's metal edges along the sides. You actually tilt those up. You file those so that they have a slight angle, so that you aren't engaged on the metal edges always. So normally, if you're just going straight and not turning, you're just sitting on the base. But when you turn, you hit the metal edge, and you cut in, which helps you steer. So then later we'll be waxing the bottom of the ski, which makes you go fast. I mean, I guess it's, and the edge thing, you're basically making skates. So when you turn, you're kind of skating. Yeah, I wouldn't. I guess that you grew up in Michigan or something, or your parents live in Michigan, I guess. Yeah, skiing's fun. Once you know what you're doing, it can kind of be questionable when you're just beginning. It's certainly not as exciting either, because you're not gonna be going on any long runs. You'll just be going down basically a hill, to learn how to ski. Ah, got it. Yeah, it's funny because we would go as parts of school trips and stuff, for skiing. This doesn't feel all that sharp. I'm gonna do that again. It's sliding into. Well, I mean, those are fun too. This end is sharp. Sharp in the middle. Nice, yeah. Some of the water stuff can be a little bit more accessible. So I made this whole jig here yesterday, and I'm actually kind of impressed with how it's working. I stuck some little rubber feet on the bottom of it, and it doesn't slide at all. So I'm kind of proud of what I've made here. It's actually working quite well. The key thing here is that it holds the skis upright in this position so that you can do the edges. That was hard when I did it last year because I was just winging it. Like, when you want to put it flat, you can do this. And you can do that with some 2x4s just on the table. But the edge handling is tricky, and I don't even remember how I did that last year. Yeah, no, I put this together. I mean, it's just some pieces of wood, and then I stapled some carpet onto it. But yeah, it's not the ugliest thing in the world, and it actually does a really good job. Yeah, this end of the ski is, you can feel it's really rough. Okay, that's much better. Much sharper now. One more time down the whole thing. Alright. Wipe down the ski. Alright. Yeah, it makes some sense. I mean, the thing is that you can make this yourself, like this, like I did, or, you know, the other option, if you want to buy something like this, it's like $200. It makes no fucking sense. Like, I honestly don't understand. The only difference is that they're kind of a one-piece thing, and they clamp onto the edge of a table. But why would you pay $200 for what I made with, like, I don't know, $10 of material? Maybe not $10. Call it $20 if you want to be crazy here. You wouldn't even need this carpet, really. That was just I have it kicking around. It'll make it a little bit nicer. It's kind of ridiculous how much it costs. Basically anything associated with skiing is vastly overpriced, honestly. Okay, so that's this ski sharpened. So I'm going to take this rubber band off. And we'll move on to the next one. Again, we'll get the brakes out of the way here. You like my thriftiness? I mean, I don't know. Sure, I could have done that. I could have paid the money, but, like, come on. That's just stupid. Okay, so we got another one here. You guys want to feel for any funny nicks or anything in the edge? There's a little bit of a nick here. Also just kind of checking out the surface, looking for any gouges or anything. So we'll be fixing those up later. But it looks mostly fine. I want to do it side facing me here. So it's easier. Yeah, like this thing sticks to this table like crazy. I put 8 little stick-on rubber feet. It doesn't move at all. Awesome. Alright. So, same deal again. I'm actually going to get a fresh piece of paper towel here. So it's kind of coated in metal shavings. I'm not sure in terms of USPS prices. I don't know how much USPS costs. I think it's cheaper than Canada Post, but I don't know. You might want to ask him because honestly, I'm not sure. I know shipping internationally between the two is very differently priced. Sorry, I can't be more helpful than that. I honestly don't know. The other thing I'm slightly concerned about here is when we do start fixing any gouges, I have to set a little piece of plastic on fire. I'm just concerned about my fire detector, or smoke alarm rather. I just don't want that going off because that's annoying. More than the loud noise. Well, and like just any theoretical risk. It's more just annoying than anything. Because then it'll do that stupid little beep like every once in a while for a while afterwards. Yeah, that probably makes sense, Erica. Yeah, got a 2-for-1 there. I'm gonna run this down here again. Really kind of put some noticeable scuffs on the base of my ski here, but it doesn't matter because we'll be really doing a lot of work on the base after all this sharpening. Ow, shit, I just accidentally scuffed my finger against the edge of the ski. It's sharp. I can confirm that it is sharp without intentionally testing it. Deceptive. I didn't actually cut myself, but it was sharp enough that, you know, against the cute. Oh, actually, I did cut myself. Huh, look at that. I did actually cut myself. Never mind. Disregard that. I cut my cuticle. You know, cuticles are kind of sensitive like that. It'll go away. Ah, they're already christened. I may have cut myself on them last year. I'm not. It's not like a serious like. Oh no, I cut myself a little bit. It'll stop bleeding in a bit. Check the sharpness. It's not overly sharp at the tip here. Seems pretty good most of the way along, though. Just put a little bit of. It actually does. The thing is, I didn't even notice that I cut myself there. It actually doesn't hurt at all, believe it or not. Get a haircut. All right. Thank you for stopping by. I think this side is suitably sharp. Yeah, I think this side is suitably sharp. Alright, so let's flip this over. Oh, alright. Well then, not goodbye. Deal with it. So I'm going to do the other side here now. Let's see, yeah. Going along, sanding down the edges, making them razor sharp here. So once these ones are done, then I'll move on to kibbles and get those all sharp as well. Realize I'm talking at the camera and not at the microphone that I've got there. Hey, if you want to make togas, come back. Someone's got to start the revolution. I'll either love it or be freaked out. Oh yeah, this was the one that that I think I had earlier said, like a pair of socks made out of human hair or something. Or a portrait of my face made out of human hair. As long as it's not made of human hair, I'll probably be fine. Or fingernail clippings. As long as it's not made of human parts, I'll probably be fine. I guess that's my limit of what is weird and what is not. It's made of human parts. It's probably or like human material. I'm probably gonna be weirded out. Otherwise, you know. I mean, I'm not soliciting them. But Erica said she was going to send something along. I'm all good. Oh, why does that sound so questionable here? Love and stuff. Get some of that massive buildup out of here. Oh, my fingers are all coated in metal shavings. My cameras have some time delay? What do you mean? Like my... Oh, wow, yeah, they're actually not in sync. That's weird. I didn't know. That's actually really interesting, because the one that's like my face cam is the one that's on my laptop. So it's in sync. Or it looks like it's in sync. But this one is USB. It's weird that there's any amount of delay. Like, there's actually a noticeable amount of delay there. That's weird. I hadn't even considered it, because why would there be? Why would there be that much of a difference? It's like... Also, I didn't take that much time to actually set this up. I basically just went with what I had from last time I've done creative streams or whatever on my laptop. No, it's probably fine. There's the only things plugged in are my microphone and a wireless mouse and the camera. So there should be, although I guess the internal one's probably USB as well, but it's probably on. I'm guessing it's two separate USB buses for the two different sides. So the microphone and camera are probably on different USB buses. So there's probably plenty of bandwidth there, but I don't know. I've never checked on this laptop if it's got multiple USB buses. But it should be able to handle a camera and that. Now this is the first side I did on the ski, right? I haven't done the other side yet, I don't think. Oh wait, no. Oh, maybe I did do the other side. I mean, it looks like I did the other side in terms of scuffing. Just wash that. I'm not going to reuse that one now that it's coated in. Yeah, it's coated in metal shavings. Got a fresh piece of paper towel here. Let's DM or something afterwards, Erica. So I definitely switched skis. I've definitely done this one. I'm pretty sure I've done both sides of the ski now. I'm going to just flip it over and... Yeah, this is really sharp, so... Even if I haven't done this side, I'm satisfied with how sharp it is. Alright, so that's these ones all done in terms of sharpness. Alright, let's set this one aside. I have to hit the lights. Move on to the next ones. Alrighty. Let's just see what the sharpness is like. These were they're pretty sharp too already, actually, still. Fresh piece of paper towel. I'm glad I brought the vacuum down here because there is going to be a lot of cleanup after this. I've got it ready to go right away. Because last year I kind of left it because like shit. Once I was done, I was like worn out. But if I have the vacuum right here, I can at least do it right away. Okay, this is the right side. I just feel like it's gliding so smoothly. It really should not be. Also, shit, I got this perfect in terms of like height of the ski in these U things. Like this thing fits just right there. I kind of just guessed because I didn't want to actually pull this thing out and check. But I got it right. Just go over the side one more time. How loud and annoying is this sanding sound, filing sound, by the way? It looks relatively loud to me. Oops. Relatively loud to me. You're able to estimate basement province? Perfect. Okay, it's not bad, that's good. Yeah, because it's actually pretty expensive to ship from here to the States. So... Oh, the noise is not too bad, okay. That's good then. I think that's probably good on this side here. Let's check the sharpness. Yeah, that's pretty good. Don't know that that's necessary. Alright, we will flip this over here. I'm going to actually flip this stone around again. Weird noise here. I feel like the metal is different on Kibble's skis here or something. Or just the edge is done differently. And she's had hers professionally tuned before, like more than once, I think. At least twice. Whereas I think I only had mine done once, and I tuned mine myself last year, so that just might be the difference. Machine tuning versus hand tuning. Alright, see ya there. Or at least I assume they were machine tuned. Maybe not. Probably they were done by hand, but done by someone with more expertise and tools than me. Smells like ground metal in here. I guess that's what it smells like. It smells like metal shaving. Like if you cut through a metal something, there's kind of a distinctive metal smell in there. That's definitely what it smells like in here right now. If you want to get the what is the term for that? It's like oral in terms of mouth. There's auditory. Nasal would be the, I don't know, the nasal feel. If you want the smell of vision, go and cut some metal. Olfactory, that's the word, yeah. If you want the olfactory experience of being here right now. Oh, that's nice and sharp. This spot's maybe a little... Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I think that's this ski done. Oops, almost smacked that into the table there. There's my rubber band. Just gonna cut this way. This is how I've done all the other ones. All right. I guess if I do these consistently, then it'll be easier to remember for me. So we're almost done with the really loud and obnoxious part of all this. Well, I guess there's still some sanding and stuff, but hopefully the further steps, the later steps will be a little bit more quiet. Is that actually sharpening? Keep that out of there. Well, their street name is one of those words that always trips you up. I can't remember what it is, but yeah. It's always nice when there's one of those words. It's like, oh, it's a word that you sometimes have to remember, but it's just like, oh, fuck you. Oh, you actually have to redo the label? That's unfortunate. think that edge is probably good. It's actually surprisingly unsharp at the tip here. It doesn't need to be as sharp there because there's not as much contact, but well, although I guess when you're turning you kind of do lean into the tip a bit, so sorry, roll. There we go, that's better. Alright, and then we'll just do what we can up here. Oh, that's better. Okay. The other nice thing about having this jig is it means most of the shavings and stuff drop down below it, and they aren't constantly in contact with the ski or getting picked up by it. So that's kind of a plus, or another plus rather. Try and get this side nice and sharp too. I'm hoping there aren't too many gouges in these skis. I don't think there's. I know I saw at least one on one of Kibble's skis that looked like it should be repaired, but I don't know if there's any on mine, because the patching of the gouges can be kind of a hassle. Probably my least favorite step. Let's check how sharp this is. Okay, this edge sucks. Let's get better. I like to just go down the whole area, skim my finger. Check the sharpness. Alright, that's not bad. I wipe all my fingernail shavings off there. Yeah, so rocks that aren't fully covered, even ice can sometimes do it, depending on how hard it is. So when you're going over it. Those ones actually aren't as bad though. The ones that you get in transit, like when you're actually skiing, because so if you're traveling, downhill and you're going this way, you'll get gouges naturally that run parallel to the ski. Those don't actually impact your speed or anything that much. The ones that are bad are the ones that are perpendicular or whatever, like not parallel to the ski. Those ones will slow you down and stuff. Those are the ones that you really need to be concerned about repairing. You'll get those more in transit or just like shuffling around, not when you're actually skiing so much, just kind of moving between hills and stuff, or if you scrape against a ski lift or something like that. Those ones can slow you down and do weird stuff, so you want to patch those up. And also you just don't want to get a gouge through the base layer of the ski into the actual core. So as long as you patch them up, then it's less likely to happen. Okay, so that's all the sharpening done. So I just want to look and check these for any gouges. I think this one is pretty solid. This one doesn't look like it has anything on it, actually. I was going to say anything worth repairing, but no, it doesn't have any problems whatsoever. Let me just take the rubber band off the brake here. That one looks good. Although, actually, I will, since I have it here, I'm going to just wipe down the base with some soapy water here, which will clean the metal shavings off, and it'll kind of clean up any, like, wax scrapings or anything. There is like a base cleaner, but when I went reading about it, apparently it's really bad. Like, it'll remove wax, which is what you want if you're trying to patch the base, but apparently it'll dry out the core of the ski, which you don't want. So apparently soapy water is like all you really need. Just to clean them off. There's a little bit of scuffing at the tip of these skis, but given that that's like never in contact, well, not never, but it's basically never in contact with the snow, they're like the most trivial of cosmetic scratches there. They're not worth fixing, or, well, you wouldn't really be able to fix that. Yeah, like until they're deeper, you can't really fill a little scuff. Look at this guy. This one, there's a little bit of a gouge there, so I'll definitely be doing something on this one. There's some little scratches. Fuck, if only I could speak. Scratches. Some scratches down here. So I'll actually... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these ones are pretty small, but I think they're noticeable enough that it's probably worth just fixing them up. But yeah, you don't like, and they were at the point where the ski curves, so I don't know. You don't really need to do too much there. It's in contact so infrequently that. And once I've cleaned this, we'll see if I can spot these scratches again. These touch the table. I'm kind of hesitant to use them because there's so much metal shavings. So many metal shavings down there. Okay, so I saw one that was... Here it is. There's one there. There's one... Well, sort of two here, but they're basically one. See if I can do something clever here to... There we go. So I'm trying to fix this little scratch here. I don't know if you can... It doesn't look like it's really focusing. I like this. This is cool. I've got one of those little GorillaPod things on my webcam here, so I've kind of got it gripped on the edge of the ski. Okay, so yeah, there it is. So basically, what we want to do at this point, we've got this. This is called a P-Tex candle. It's basically plastic, but you set it on fire, you drip that shit down into the gap, and then you scrape it off. So I'm going to just put this down here next to the scratch, which is here. Bust out my shitty ass lighter. Try and catch this on fire. Come on. I'm pretty sure I have a better lighter around somewhere, but I just can't remember where the hell it is. Fucking. There we go. So the idea here is you want to just drip this wax down into the gouge, just like that. Now, obviously, that's above the surface. We're going to take this over here. I'm just going to do these other ones while I have this lit. We want to keep the purity of the wax or the plastic relatively relatively good. So you do that by trying to keep the flames blue by starving the oxygen and holding it really close. So once we've done that, I'm just trying to figure out where I can put this to safely have it not set everything on fire. There we go. So once we've done that, we let this cool down. And basically we just use this metal scraper and scrape it right off. So yeah, that's good to go. So just go like that. got ourselves a good flat patch there. I was going to use the metal scraper to remove the stuff there, but I'd be more likely to put in another scratch with this because it's pretty abrasive. Alright, so this one is kind of over here. And we do kind of the same thing, just trying to figure out the best angle here. Alright, that's good to go. Nice and smooth. You can see the patches afterwards, which is too bad in my opinion. It'd be nice if they were perfectly smooth, but or like perfectly blended in, but that's just the way it goes. So I think that was all of the scratches in this one. It'd be nice if I was able to, I guess if I kind of planned, I could have done all the skis simultaneously, but we'll see if there's anything else that even needs patching here. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to do. Getting a tripod. I like it a lot. It's better than I expected. I bought it because it's like, oh, well, it's handy for this kind of stream where I want like a close-up angle. I highly recommend it. I don't know about for a baking stream. I don't know if it would necessarily be as useful because I mean you're going to be on a solid surface there, right? Like a countertop. I mean maybe it'd be useful. I don't know. Maybe it would be more useful than I realized. But sorry, just giving this a little bit more scraping. But you might just be better served with a plain tripod. Although this does have the advantage, I guess, of being able to kind of manipulate into different angles and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. They aren't like outrageously expensive either. Although they're more expensive than I realized. I think it was like $25 or something for one. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't... Okay, yeah, so the rest of the stuff, I just wanted to make sure there's nothing else I really need to do related to the waxing. I made notes. I watched a video, again, the same video that I watched last year to learn how to tune my skis, but I made notes this year so that I didn't have to rewatch the video. So that's actually nice. That's much easier and much faster too. Found one for $15. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a very reasonable price. Much easier to read notes, in my opinion, than to watch a 23-minute video. I mean, the American conversion there probably helps because I was paying. It was 25 Canadian, so that'd be closer to 20, and then there's probably some markup. All right, let's just have a look down my skis here. I patched a couple of scrapes that were in mine last year, so there may not be as many noticeable ones. Okay, there's actually one right here that's pretty bad. There's one there that's notable. I think that's about it. Kind of at the edge. Okay. And then is there something I can't do? As long as there's a YouTube video for it, I can probably do it. So, oh, actually, I guess before I do this, hold on. I'm just gonna wipe down the skis with some. Where did I put my rubber band? Oh, I left him on this one. Hey, Menenius. Oh, I should. We'll just do the same thing here, I guess. It's too much of a hassle having to swap out skis mid candle burning. Let's just wipe this down. Get any metal shavings off. Get any oily residue off. This won't remove wax as far as I'm aware, but it'll at least clean the surface. Wow, looking at the bottom of my skis here, I actually patched a couple more scratches than I realized last year. Although I see they're actually almost all of the ones that I patched. It looks like they're at the spot where if you put two skis back to back when you're transporting them and you don't have protection between them, they'll kind of shift back and forth like this, and they'll scrape each other where they touch. And that's actually the spot where it's almost all my repairs from last year are concentrated, it looks like. And after I patched my skis up last year, I got straps that have protection to stop them from scraping against each other. Now that this is clean, do I see any more spots that need to be patched? Spot's kind of scratched up, but I don't think it's actually anything. Yes, there's the one here. A bit of a dip there, but I don't know. There's actually one here as well. Let's fix up this one first. Right there. Oh, it actually focused. You can sort of see the scratch there for a second. I ski frequently. I didn't ski as many times last year as I would have liked to. I don't think I only got out 3 or 4 times last year. But there's a lot of hills around Ottawa. Not mountains, but there's enough hills that are decent. Let's see if we can get this candle lit again here. I'm going to put this next to the scratch so I can easily see it. There's a lot of ski hills in Gatineau Park. It's kind of a large area with lots of... The Gatineau Hills is what they're called. They're kind of large hills, though. Okay, I actually got that lit. Yeah, most of the decent hills are like just in Quebec there, but Gatineau Park is where a lot of ski hills are. Oh shit, it went out. They're not like huge hills or anything, but like not huge ski hills. But they're good enough to go out skiing for a day, and there's enough different hills that there's some variety. There's also Mont Tremblant, which is not super far away. I've never actually been there, but kind of like to. That's where Liam Neeson's wife died. You want the shitty side of things. And that's why there's a lot of legislation for wearing ski helmets now, because she wasn't wearing a ski helmet and hit a tree or something, got a concussion and died. But yeah, there are actually quite a few ski hills in the area. Kind of take some of this wax off my mouth scraper here. While the wax is cooling off here. Did I lick the thing? This thing? Or the ski? No, I did not lick it. I blew the candle out, if that's what you thought. But yeah, actually it is interesting, because when she died, there was suddenly a whole lot more, not enforcement, but you should probably have a ski helmet kind of stuff going around. But yeah, it's really easy to get a concussion from skiing if you're not careful. Thank you for the host, Manius. Like that off of there. So that's good and patched. Hop down here to this guy. Alright. I'm actually almost out of, you can get transparent candles, in quotes, like this. But I like to use the black one because it matches the base of the ski. I don't know how the transparent ones would actually look, but I'm almost out of that black one. So I've ordered some new ones. Yeah, Sonny Bono. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. But the Liam Neeson thing, it was very nearby here, so. So I kind of actually had actually, that wasn't at Mont Tremblant as well, was it? I don't remember. It might not have been. I don't think it was. But Mont Tremblant is a pretty sizable film. Okay, so that's that one done. Let's have a look at my one remaining ski. And it is 2:49. When did I start this? It must have been an hour 17 minutes ago. Okay. I'm wearing an engagement ring? No. I'm wearing my engineer's ring, if that's what you saw. Otherwise, no rings. Okay, what do we got? I guess we'll just wipe this whole thing down and then. Have a look, see what we got. Yeah. As I'm wiping, I'm keeping an eye out for any scratches here, just in case I maybe spot something. It's a bit of a scratch, part way down there. I think this one's mostly good, though. So yeah, there's a couple little parallel ones there. Yeah, that might be repairable. Okay, there's a couple on this one. They're not big, but there's a couple of smaller ones, so it's probably worth lighting the candle. This one's actually something. There's one there that I can patch up. Yeah, this one's worth it. Yeah, I'm done for the year. Menenius, I'm on vacation. It's awesome. I still work, but I'm not working for the rest of the year. Where was that first one? I guess we'll just start here. You hate me. Oh, you can actually see that scratch? Well, you were able to see it. I focused on it for a second and then it... Focus on my finger? Come on, focus on my finger. No. Well, whatever. You can see what's going on, sort of. Alright, let's get this up here. Almost crotch screenshot. There we go. It's actually burning. Alright, so where was the scratch? I've lost it. There it is. Another one here. Getting very close to burning myself with this now. Okay, please don't burn back towards my finger. there was another one. Alright. Got a little bit of wax on this time. Not all that's great. I think I got all the different little scratches. There's kind of one here. Oh well, I won't worry about that one. It's not very big. I will. There. Oh fuck, that's hot. I'm not done the Zelda DLC yet, but it's gotten better. I haven't finished it yet. Let's see if I can scrape off this big chunk of wax off there. Yes. Alright, let's scrape this. But it's been good so far. Well, sort of. The first segment was a little bit weird, but it was neat as well. I think this DLC has been better than the first one was. The first DLC was kind of just weird and didn't really follow on with how the game played, really. But this one kind of uses the mechanics of the game a little bit better, I think. Yeah, you haven't bought them yet? I see. Yeah, I think I bought them day one. Because I'm just a consumer whore like that. No fat stacks. Makes sense. That's a pretty good reason. Okay, I think that's everything patched up on this one. And that was the last one, so that's all of that patched up. So we're done with the metal scraper and the P-Tex candle. Alright, so what's next? We got all of that done, so now we want to rub this down with sandpaper and some steel wool, just to help, kind of get things good to go. This was kind of the part where I got real nervous last year. It's like, shit, am I really going to just go over this fucking sandpaper? That sounds like a terrible idea. But, no, it actually makes sense. Team Human team on Twitch? I think Ryan. Ryan does that, as far as I'm aware. I think he's the only one who can't, because he made the group. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the only one who can do anything with the group. I might be wrong, though. So this is partially, like, when you're sanding the base, it's partially to smooth out any repairs that you might have made. It also kind of puts a bit of grain into the base of the ski here, which gives the wax something to grip onto. Your teeth are bleeding. Alright, so that's good enough to sandpaper, I think, so we'll go over it with steel wool. This is just a finer sanding, really. Also not nearly as noisy, so that's nice. Push this out of the way so it's not in shot anymore. Alright, so that's this one basically. Oh, I guess we can deburr the edges now before we wax. Apparently that's what we should be doing. So I'll do that before I move on to the next one. So this is my very fine sanding stone, so we'll just, I guess we can go along the base first and then we'll flip it up and do the edges. You can actually see that there's some burrs on there, so this will get rid of those. This is fine enough that it won't fuck up the edge that we put on earlier with the much more coarse, what's it? Alright, that's this one done. Put it aside. This guy, sand it, steel wool, deburr. Sorry for your bleeding teeth again. Yeah, bad skis will kind of fuck you up. That's just no good. And that, yeah, like, so I bought these skis for last season, and it was because we had gone on our work ski thing, and I'd gotten rental skis. It's like, man, this is really fun, but rental skis really suck. I want to ski more, but I don't want to do rental skis. And so I just went and bought actual skis, and man, it's so much better when you own your own skis. Honestly, it is ridiculously better. Even if you just owned your own boots, it would be better, I think, because the rental boots are terrible. Or they're always terrible. Yeah, you tried snowboarding, and and went straight into a pine tree. That does not sound fun. I mean, I was able to figure it out. I figured it's probably equivalent to surfing in French. Where's the steel? There it is. It was an easy enough translation. Oh, it was your own skis, but the ones when you learned how to ski, I see. Yeah, I learned how to ski on... Well, yeah, I learned how to ski on rental skis, and then I had skis for a bit as a kid, but we ended up not going that much, and I grew out of them. Like, they were too short and small, so then we sold them, and then I didn't ski very much. And then I was back on rental skis. But now I don't think I'll really have to change skis unless I literally want new skis, so I think I'm basically good at this point. Alright, let's deburr this. Where is the stone? There it is. Call it surf, but also... Oh, I see. You don't use a French word for it. That's weird, actually. Just it's been entirely borrowed from English. Alright. The edges. This side. Alright, that's my skis ready for wax. Kibbles here. The sandpaper really takes away all that excess P-Tex that we dripped into the gouges. Alright, good sandpaper. Steel wool to kind of clean it up and do a little bit finer sanding. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a trip for skiing. Yeah, the thing here is like, there's in Gatineau Park there's about 5 ski hills, and then if you go the other direction, there's 2 ski hills. One is a beginner ski hill; it's not worth going to unless you're learning how to ski. But the other one is actually a decent ski hill. So Gatineau Park is about an hour away. And then the beginner park is only about half an hour away, and so that's really good for learning. There's a learning place that close. But the other one is about an hour and a half. So nothing's like crazy far away. And it's not like it's in traffic, and they're never that busy. The only days they're really busy, actually, are the school days, like school field trip days. But even then, they're not that bad. Well, field trip days, the ski days. Those are kind of the worst ones, though, because then you just have like 1,000 kids there. But it's usually not. It's never like so busy that, you know, it's intolerable. You're never waiting that long in a line for a lift. And anyway, with those, it's usually once it hits 3 o'clock, they're out of there. So if you go in the evenings, or even if you just stick around, they'll disappear soon enough. I mean, a lot of people in the area don't ski, but there are a lot of ski hills nearby. That being said, I would say there are a lot of people who do ski. Because, I mean, we go for ski days at work. Like, we went for ski days in school. We play hockey, right? We went for ski days in school, and everyone would go for those. Or, like, basically everyone. And we go for ski days at work, and, like, probably at least half to 3/4 of the group goes. So that's a pretty solid amount. Now, the work one is a little bit different because that's fully paid for, including rentals and instructions. So people are a little bit more willing to go because it costs $0. Yeah, I'm not an expert skater by any stretch. I'm definitely not good at hockey. Like, I can skate. I'm fine at skating. But I can't really skate quickly and maneuver safely. I don't remember if I did the other edge, so I'm just going to do it again. I think that's one done. Like, I grew up on a street with an ice rink on it, like an interior indoor ice rink. So we went skating a lot as a kid. Swish, swish, James Bond like thing with your knees and hips. Do you mean when you're turning, like that thing, or I don't know what you mean otherwise. I feel like you're specifying something specific that I have no idea what you're talking about. I think those are called inline turns, but I don't know. When you turn, you keep your knees. Oh, do you mean when I'm skiing? Or I don't think you really do that when you're skating. But I mean, I sometimes. That's good. I mean, you kind of need to do that when you're skiing. Sort of, to a degree. I wouldn't say I do that all the time, but sort of. Extra fancy, like James Bond. Alrighty, so this is the last one, so I guess we'll wax this one first. I'm just trying to think how I will. Okay, I think I've got an idea here because I don't want to. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna wax these, but then we need to let the wax cool down before we scrape off the excess. I just don't want to put it onto the carpet with hot wax, so I'm gonna use this little cart that I've got to hold them up until they cool off. You ski like a gorilla. How kind of your instructor. Alright. Oh, it's that one done. So that's all the skis prepared for wax. More repressed memories come back. Alright, time to wax. Got ourselves a wax iron. Last year I used an actual iron that I got at the thrift store. This year I decided to be a little bit more classy and I bought this because last year I wanted to buy this, but they sold out on Amazon. So this year I spotted them and ordered it before they sold out. You slept in it. You said you were gay, and you slept in an igloo last night. All right, so we got some all-season fast wax. It's good for. It's ideal in 0 degrees to 10 degrees, minus 10 degrees Celsius, but it should still be good the rest of the time too. Let me just get the cart here prepared. Put it back here. I'm trying to think if I haven't slept in an igloo, but I've slept in like a fuck, I can't remember what the word is. It's like an igloo is like blocks that you build together into this big thing, but not a Quonset. Quincy, where you like make a big pile of snow and you dig it out. I've slept in one of those once. Alright, so this is theoretically ready. I heard it click into whatever, so basically the idea here is we set it to medium heat because that's what it said to set it to. Basically, we just want to drip this all down all over the ski. Hold on, before I do this, I'm going to carefully set that down again. Just want to get a better angle on the top of the ski here. Not an igloo, doesn't count. My childhood is ruined. Alright. So yeah, we're just going to drip this down all over here. We don't need a huge amount dripped on because most of this is just going to be scraped off. But we just need to kind of get it onto the surface here so that we can then spread it out over the ski. That's probably plenty, honestly. Alright, we'll call that a good start. Butter. Alright, so then we literally just spread this around and make sure it gets all over the surface as best we can. I feel like this should be slightly warmer. Doesn't feel like it's melting super easily. How's it called what I'm doing now? This is called hot waxing, but this is a wax iron. So it's like a clothes iron, but it's just meant to be used for putting wax on skis. So you could call it ironing, you could call it waxing. This is the actual waxing part though, really. You don't really need to go crazy because everything that's actually on the surface, we're trying to basically make the wax penetrate into the ski. Anything that's left on the surface is going to come off. Like we're actually going to just scrape that right off very soon. Called farting a ski? maybe it is in French, but that sounds. I feel like you may have been pranked. Alright, so we got this wax all nicely applied here. So we'll leave that there for right now. I'm just going to carefully set this. Well, no, I'll just set it down like that. It should be fine. I'm going to move this back here for now. We'll do the other one. I think we could probably do both of these and then finish them and then go on to the other set. Oh, maybe, yeah, that might be something else because that's because you can like do a dry wax, like a rub-on wax. So maybe that's something else. All right, let's put some wax on this ski. Alrighty. Start from this end this time because why not? The only like extra thing I might do in the future with this, I might come up with some way to kind of hold this down, because when it's in the kind of vertical position, the skis stay in place. But when it's just sitting on top here, they kind of scuffle around a little bit on their own. So I might try and figure out some way to hold them down. And yeah, last year I did this. Like I said, I did this with an actual like clothes iron, which isn't the best because there's the holes in it, so a lot of the wax just kind of disappears. It goes up into the steam holes, and you just lose it. Whereas this one has some sort of dimples that help with preventing it from kind of suctioning on, but it doesn't have any actual holes in the bottom, so the wax glides pretty nicely. And it's smaller than a clothes iron. You volunteer holding me down? I wasn't looking for someone to hold me down. I was looking for something to hold the ski down. I think you knew that, though. Alright, let's just give this one more pass over here. Definitely put too much wax on this one. It felt dripping over the edges and stuff. Alrighty. This guy down. I'm actually just going to do wax all of them and then scrape them all. Yeah, you can see well, maybe you can't, but there's a lot that dripped over the edges. Alright, we'll move on to my skis. You didn't understand, you don't speak English very well. Oh yeah. Alright, let's drip some wax down on here. I can definitely put less on mine than I did on that last one. Just a couple of drips here and there. Not to mention there's actually a lot that's just retained on the iron itself. I think this block of wax should last through both of my skis as well. Just seems like it. A little bit more in there and a little bit there. That's plenty. Use it to wax my legs? I don't think that'd be quite as enjoyable. Alright, I guess we'll start at this end. I need a little bit more wax here. All right. We're almost done here, actually. That's nice. I think last year it took me like 2 or 3 hours to do this just on my skis, and this year it's taken me about 2 hours so far to do 2 pairs of skis. It'll probably be like 2.5 by the time I'm done, but I'm definitely a lot faster this year. Probably, hey Mullerduck, Edgelord. Probably the fact that I made notes this year so that I don't have to refer back to the video helped speed things up. Yeah, I've been streaming for about 2 hours, yes. 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 6 seconds. I gave about half an hour's notice as to when I was going to actually stream. You went for Shanghai Hot Dog. But yeah, I didn't give too much notice. The other thing I'm slightly concerned about with this setup here, and I can see it's already happened, is I don't want to melt carpet onto my skis. I can see a couple of little fronds of carpet have been melted. So hopefully that didn't just end up onto the skis. This is a waxing iron. Last year I actually used a clothes iron, but this is an actual ski waxing iron. Yeah, I'm melting wax on. Oops. Alright, I think that's this one done. That's good. We'll just take that out just like that. Looks good to me. Alright, these ones are cool now, so I can move them off my drying cart, or my cooling cart. Since I guess they are dry already, but they're not cooled off. This is not my mini painting station. No, this is actually like my Warhammer table that I'm on. But it's a good work surface too, because it's a big, large area. Okay, so let's get some wax on this one too. It's all crazy on here. Yeah, my workshop, in quotes, is where I usually paint, but it's... Ow, fuck, I just melted my finger. It's not really big enough to work in, so usually I'll use this table as my workbench and just use that as like the tool room or painting room. God, that's plenty. And we didn't even finish this block of wax. No, this isn't my living room. This is my basement. Okay, that's just mostly wax. I don't think I actually burned my finger. I think I just got a bunch of wax on it. I guess we'll find out in a little bit, though. Yeah, this is my basement. Yeah, the fireplace is in the basement for, like, just to be super inconvenient. There's no fireplace anywhere else. It's just down here. And then the chimney runs up and makes all the corners of all the rooms above it really awkward because the chimney doesn't run inside the wall. It actually is a little jut out. So it makes every room really awkward. Hell, on my main floor, it makes both my living room and my kitchen awkward because it juts out on both sides of the wall there. If I could, or if it was cost effective and actually gave me decent amount of space, I would remove this fireplace. But because again, it's diagonal into the corner of the room, making it awkward. I don't know. It's just awkward. Like sticks out about 2 feet by 2 feet into the corner of my living room and my stream room, which is the room above that. The kitchen, it only sticks out about 2 feet by, I don't know, maybe 3 inches, but it still sticks out into there and makes that wall not flat. Alrighty, that ski done. Turn this off. I can figure out how that works exactly. Wait, where's the actual? Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is off. Well, also, before it cools off too much, I'll just try and wipe off as much excess wax as I can off of it. Alright. Yeah, I can't imagine you would need a fireplace too frequently there. I would almost use my fireplace if it was somewhere more convenient. Also, it's an actual wood fireplace, like it's not a gas fireplace, so it's just inconvenient. And then the fact that it's in the basement means not only do you need to bring wood, but you need to bring it down to the basement, which is not exactly a huge basement anyway, so just awkward all around. Alright, we'll set this on the cooling rack. Scrape off the wax off of kibble skis. This is literally just go to town with a plastic scraper so you don't scrape it up too much. Okay. of a gas fireplace. Gas fireplaces are convenient because you can just turn them on. There's no setup necessary if you want fire. Well, I guess you have to light the pilot light, but it's basically just light it and go. Or flip the switch, rather. But also, yeah, you don't need it during the summer. You dream of having a wood burner when it is. It's funny, actually. My brother lives in a condo, in like a condo building, and they've all got wood fireplaces in there. It's very odd. Like, it just seems very unsafe, or very likely to have an accident in a full building with gas fire or wood burning fireplaces. You'd think the insurance would be insane. Because all it takes is one person to fuck up. Yeah, we have like wood stoves at my parents' cottage, and they're nice, but they're also inconvenient. But there was so much, like, when my parents bought the place, the previous owners had like so much wood. We bought it with the place, and so almost like heating that place just with fire for the last couple of years in the winter. Like, yeah, like a wooden fireplace minius that's not like built into the wall or anything. There's a second building, a garage with a loft over it, and it also has a wood stove in it. But we've actually cooked things in the stove as well, though, which was neat. Camp had an industrial kitchen? That sounds odd. Like, I guess if they had, like, a canteen or something, like a little restaurant on site, fair enough, but it's still kind of weird. Yeah, not very rustic. Alright, so that's the wax basically off the base of the ski here. I'm use this scouring pad to kind of go at the rest of it here. And then that is ridiculous. And then we'll just use, the nice thing is that these little scrapers, these are actual products. It just looks like a piece of plexiglass, but they have a little notch in the corner there that you maybe will be able to see. But that's designed to fit around the edges here. So you can scrape the wax off of those. I almost presented like a beauty guru. Well, you know me. I'm a beauty guru. That's not a nice noise. I don't like it one bit. Alright, I'll just go over this one last time here with the scouring pad. And that's it. That's one ski done. That sheen. Your teeth. Alright, another one here. Alright, same thing here. The scraping feels a lot harder this year. I don't know why. I don't remember it being as difficult as I have found it here so far with that one ski, but I'm also just going to break off any of this crazy excess amounts of wax here that's just over the edge. Alright. But the scouring pad makes the finish really nice. it really helps make the thing look actually smooth and kind of shiny. Work on my upper body strength. It's literally just like forearm strength. It's not really even the strength though. It's just it really sticks on. You gotta get the pressure on the right spots because you can't apply equal pressure really. So like you might go along and you'll scrape it all off on one half of the ski, but then this side there'll be just like a little chunk. So you gotta adjust how you're applying pressure to the scraper. Yeah, it's awesome once it gets that nice finish. Oh, want to hear a joke about finishes? This is one I learned from a math worksheet, so you know it's good. And actually, it's legitimately really good. What did they say about the man who died from drinking shellac? I'll let you put in your guesses. What did they say about the man? I think I've told this one on stream before. What did they say about the man who died from drinking shellac? He's sharpening knives. That would be just awful noises. Reneus is complaining about feeling the noises in his teeth now. He'd be complaining a lot about the sound of sharpening knives. You're close, Mollerduck. He had a lovely finish. Which is almost more morbid. And this was on a math worksheet. And honestly, it's still probably one of the funniest jokes. Well, not one of the funniest jokes I know, but that's a pretty good one in my opinion. Like that's a legit joke. Alright. Let's get the edges clean. Alright, that's everything off the edges. Just give it one last little... I actually didn't quite get the end here, apparently. Alright, let's go with the scouring pad. With all that nice shiny finish. Time to 356. How long ago did I make those mini shelves? Like these ones? Those are very old. I've had those for a while. Since before I moved here. I think I've posted pictures of those before. They're just from IKEA. They're, I don't remember what the product name is. But they're just one of their display cabinets. It's their cheapest display cabinet, I think. Hey, the red one. Just finishing up with this ski. Alrighty. That's both of Kibble's skis done now. Make sure I didn't miss some wax here or there. I got basically all the edge stuff. A little bit tripping over here. I didn't build my own house. Yeah, no. Unfortunately not. Sorry that I ruined your dream. Wipe this down. So over here, after I get the lower band off. Move on. Ruin your dreams at least 2 to 3 times a month. Alright. No big deal then. On to my skis. Unfortunately are longer, which means that there'll be more work here. Get any drippings off the top here first, I guess. They Are Billions? Is that a PC game or like a board game? What's the gist of it? PC game? Start back here again and post-apocalyptics. Okay, neat. Could be interesting. Yeah. Some sections here that are just not wanting to scrape off particularly easily. Well, the issue is probably that the edge is kind of gummed up with other wax here. Flipping over actually did make a pretty big difference there. Steam was using all your bandwidth. Yeah, that's Steam can sometimes go kind of nuts. No, you never told me not to use all your bandwidth. Why would you need to do anything else when Steam is downloading games? Alright, so this one's almost done. I'm trying to think, is there anything? I guess scrape off the excess. Yeah, this is basically it. So once I'm done my other one, that'll be it for the stream. Couldn't even load up news sites. We're actually approaching the end of this in a pretty reasonable amount of time. So I'm glad that this isn't as much of a process as it was last year. It took me a long time. Probably took me this long to do just my skis last year. It's much more reasonable for it to be like an hour and a half just for mine. An hour and a half per pair. And then, I mean, after this, I could re-wax my skis at some point during the season. I wouldn't necessarily have to do all of this again. I could just slap some more wax on, sharpen the edges up a little bit. This is more just a beginning of season kind of full-on thing. Alright, see you, Erica. how much of an opportunity I get to use my skis. Last year I went out about 3 or 4 times, but I mean I didn't get out very much last year. I just had other things going on. But like once the snow sticks, once we're into the new year, I could basically go pretty much any day until like almost April probably. Most of the hills, or some of the hills around here at least, offer night skiing, so I can go after work, or I could go on the weekends, or go on holidays. Like even right now, there are some runs open at some hills. So there's lots of opportunities for me, but it's just a matter of how frequently can I actually make it out there. Or how frequently do other people have time to make it out there with me also. Going alone is not always the most entertaining. And also, if you know people, you can get like lift tickets at discounted rates in booklets of tickets. So, as opposed to paying like $35 for a lift ticket, I can pay $27.50 and just have it like per ticket and get those at certain hills at least. And the thing is that once you own skis, and if you're maintaining them yourself, like I'm doing, it gets less expensive. Because if you have to go and you have to rent skis and buy the lift ticket, it adds up really quick. It can get pretty expensive. But if you're able to buy your own pair of skis, it evens out relatively quickly. Wales, there's basically nothing but artificial ski slopes. Yeah, not really the best place. Snowdonia, great for mountain climber. Interesting. Where did my... There it is. Alright, so the edges are done, so just scouring. Yeah, we get enough snow here that it's very reasonable to go skiing at any given time once winter is actually here. So I'll scuff down at the end here to get out any excess wax that I got down there. Alright, that's that one done. One more ski to go. Jeez, and then I've got a cleanup effort required. There's a lot of wax and metal shavings and stuff around. Alright, last ski. brakes out of the way here. Let me just peel off the drippings. This would all come off probably pretty quickly once I actually hit the hills, because it'll all start flexing and it'll get cold. Like the random dripping stuff, but still like to just get it off if possible. Just for my own sanity. Alright. Let's try and start from the end and work our way all the way end to end this time, so it's sort of starting in the middle. Also, this is the way to stream this. This is more entertaining than just doing this on my own. This is one of the few actual things that I had planned for my vacation that was actually going to take a significant amount of time. I have a couple other things that I want to do, but none of them are particularly long activities. A comment on a tweet. It's actually being noticed by people. That should be good for your phone. We'll get a workout. I can't wait to not vote for you. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Yeah, that's definitely the kind of thing that would just pull in likes if people are actually looking at responses. I'm gonna flip this around. I honestly can't believe that this thing doesn't move if I go at this two-handed. Ow, shit, I just cut myself on the edge of the ski. Actually, apparently I've cut myself a few times here. I've got a couple cuts on my finger there. Mentions are a dumpster fire. Oh shit, that one actually started bleeding. I cut myself earlier and it bled a little bit, but it was just a small cut and it's already covered, but it's healed over. Or well, scabbed over. No big deal. If it keeps bleeding, I'll just drop some super glue on there. Oh, apparently I'm hungry. My stomach is just going crazy rumbling here. I guess it is 4 o'clock. All I've had to eat today was like soil to around 11. I didn't wake up until like 10:30 today, so I haven't exactly been awake for long either. I need some more pressure. I mean, probably the fact that I've been like actually doing some stuff there with that finger didn't help. Hey boys! Yeah, tuning some skis. I'm just scraping all the wax off now. And then just giving it a little go with a scouring pad. And that will be 4 skis tuned. Also cut. Oh jeez, this just keeps going because I'm actually doing stuff with that hand and like applying pressure with that finger. I'm nearly done here though, so I won't worry about bandaging it until I'm done. I mean, once I'm done, I can go bandage that up, and I'm sure it'll stop relatively quickly once I'm not using that finger. Oh jeez. You trying to start skiing? I am definitely not an expert. Jeez, I'm actually bleeding like a notable amount there. I couldn't really recommend any equipment. I would say, like, I bought mine by going into a store and saying, I want to actually get some skis that are good so I don't have to do rentals anymore. Sell me a pair of skis. And I did a little bit of research on what they told me, and then went back and bought my skis from there. So unfortunately, I don't really have too much. I don't have a huge amount of knowledge with actual like ski equipment here. Depending on where you are, like make sure you get something that's breathable in terms of like outerwear. Yeah, I'm not a beginner skier, but I'm an intermediate and don't really know what I'm doing in terms of selecting skis. Unfortunately, sorry, I can't be of more help in that regard. This is my second year tuning my skis myself, so I'm sort of learning there. But even still, I'm just a noob on that front. I mean, if you go into a store that has a good reputation, they can probably set you up, or at least advise you as to stuff that might make sense. And then you can go and do research yourself to see if those recommendations make sense. That's usually the approach that I like to try and take with things. Oh yeah, it's not even that bad a cut. I basically slipped and just nicked my finger on the freshly sharpened ski. Jeez, it's just going everywhere. I'm gonna have to actually do something about that. But luckily, I'm basically done the actual work here, so I'll be able to just put some pressure on it, and I'm sure it'll just scab over pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna just put something on there. Yeah, exactly. I'll just hold a paper towel. Well, maybe not a paper towel. I'll hold something on it, and yeah, it'll clot pretty quickly. It's unfortunately right on the knuckle too, and so it really just anytime I bend my finger, it'll like reopen. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold this on here, just like that, and hopefully that will clot it up. And yeah, this ski is also pretty much done here. Anything in particular? I guess we gave it a good scouring. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's 2 sets of skis done. All freshly tuned. And once I get this bleeding stopped, I guess I'll have to come down and like deal with all that. And any metal shavings. I think the metal shavings should be mostly on the table as opposed to on the ground, which it was last year. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this jig that I made. It made this way easier, that's for sure. Shop vac time. Yeah, I have a central vac, and I've got that just sitting down here. But yeah, I'll just be sucking that all up. Yeah, looks good. This jig is handy dandy. I'd highly recommend making something like this if you're going to tune your skis yourself. As it turns out, it's fucking awesome compared to just using some 2x4s on the table. It doesn't move. It just shakes the entire table with those feet on there. I love it. But yeah, so I guess I'll be calling it there and fixing up my finger. And I'll be playing more Breath of the Wild at 8 Eastern, I guess. So about 3.5 hours, I guess. Beyond that, I think that's pretty much it. I'll fix up my finger before then, hopefully. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a nice afternoon. Thank you for stopping by, Blaze. Let's see if this thing is actually going to work here. Okay, yeah.